Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 2-2 of May-June 2020 of IGCSE. Let's move on to question number 1. So here we have the variable x and y are such that it is connected by this equation. Using differentiation to find the approximate change in the value of y as x increases from this to this where h is small. So approximate change in y is equal to dy by dx at x equal to pi by 4 times h. So we have to find this value. So how do you find dy by dx? If you observe, this one is pretty straightforward. So dy by dx, this will become cos x, and this is plus e minus x times minus 1. That is cos x minus e exponential minus x. So now we have to find the value at x equal to pi by 4. So you will have cos pi by 4 minus exponential pi by 4. Let's see what we have. So pi by 4, let this be your answer. So cos, in terms of radians, so cos of answer minus exponential power answer minus answer. That should be 0.251. So your answer will be approximate change in y should be 0.251 h. That will be your answer for question number 1. Now for question number 2, do not use a calculator. So it means you have to show every step of your work on how did you find your answer. Now this point lies on the curve. This is your x and your y. Find the exact value of p. Simplifying your answer, pretty easy. So let's do that. How would you find the answer for p? Replace this, find this value. So y is p is equal to 10 plus 2 root 5 over x squared. X squared is equal to 1 minus root 5 squared, according to this, right? So let's simplify. That will become 1 minus 2 root 5 plus 5. That will be 6 minus 2 root 5. So the base is 6 minus 2 root 5. Now this is your point P, but you have to simplify your answer. So we have to multiply base and top by the conjugate of this one. Okay, that will be multiplication. Now for the base, this time this will be what? So 6 minus 2 root 5 times 6 plus 2 root 5. That will be 6 squared minus 2 root 5 squared. That will be 36 minus 4 times 5. That will be 36 minus 20. That should be 16. So the base will become 16. Now what about the top? The top, let's do this here. We have 10 plus 2 root 5 multiplied by 6 plus 2 root 5. So by simplifying this, you have to take this one, multiply by this, you will have 60 plus 20 root 5 plus 12 root 5 plus 4 times 5. Simplify, you will have 60 plus 20, that is 80, plus 32 root 5. Now replace these two back in your equation. So p is equal to, the top you have 80 plus 32 root 5 divided by 16. That is your point P. But now you can simplify this more if you want to. We can take 8 out. So let's take 8 out. 8 outside, you will have 10 plus, so we can just take 16 out. Pretty easy, directly. So let's take 16 out. So take 16 outside, you will have 5 plus 2 root 5 divided by 16. This will cancel out. So you will have your point P is equal to 5 plus 2 root 5. and that will be your answer for question number 2. Now it's always good to double check. So 80 divided by 16, 5, and 32 divided by 16 should be 2. So 5 and 2. Okay, so that will be your point P. Now let's move on to question number 3. So here we have to find the values of k for which the line y and this curve intersect at 2 distinct points. So whenever you see 2 distinct points, it means b squared minus 4ac has to be more than 0. Okay, so here we have y, here we have y. We can solve simultaneously. On one side you will have this, and then you will have this one on the other side. Okay, and plus 1. Now next step is to send everything to one side. So you will have k square x square plus 5 times kx minus x plus 1 plus 3 is equal to 0. So k square x square plus 5k minus 1 x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now this is a, this is b, and this is c. So we have to find b squared minus 4ac has to be more than 0. So b squared is this value, so 5 k minus 1 square minus 4 times a, which is k square, times c, which is 4. So let's simplify, see what happens. You will have 25 k square minus 10k plus 1 minus 16k square. Now simplify, 25 minus 16, that should be 9k square minus 10k plus 1 is more than 0. So that is your main equation to solve. But first, to solve this, we have to find the critical values. Basically, we have to equate the same equation to 0. So solve this one. Let's see what happens. We have 9k times k. 1 is 1 times 1. To get minus 10, it has to be minus 9 minus 1. So your value of k will be 1 over 9, and k will be 1. So now since we have this, we have to use your graph. Since it is positive, your curve will have a minimum shape. This first point is 1 over 9, and this one is 1. Okay? Now from this, we have to find, this is your line 0. Where is it more than 0? It will be this side and this side. So your values of x has to be less than 1 over 9, more than 1. So this will be your set of values of, sorry, for k, not x. K, right, k. So k has to be on the left side or on the right side for it to be more than 0. That is question number 3. Now question number 4. We have the 3 roots of p of x, where p of x equal to this one are given by this, this, and this. Where a, b, c, d, n are integers. Okay? Now the y-intercept of the gradient, now of the graph of y, is equal to 4. Find p of x simplifying your coefficients. So let's see how can you find the values of a, b, and c. So first let's use this one. The y-intercept is at the y-axis. It means that when the value of x is 0, the value of p is equal to 4. So let's use this to find the value of c. So we know that this is 4, 2 times 0, a times 0, plus b times 0, plus c. So this means the value of c has to be 4. So that's the first thing we found. C is equal to 4. So now your equation looks like this. P of x is equal to 2x cubed plus ax squared plus bx plus 4. Now what is the next thing we need to do? We have to look at this information. It says that the roots of p of x is given by this, this, and this. So if the roots is half, n minus n, it means the factor has to be x minus half, x minus n, x plus n. Those will be the factors that will give you your equation. So let's simplify this one. That is the same as x squared minus n squared. Now if you were to expand this, what you will have? You will have x cubed, okay, and then minus. So we have minus n square x minus half x squared plus half n squared. So let's see what else can we derive. So here you will have x cubed, that will be minus outside, or we can just leave, okay, let's leave the minus inside. You will have minus n squared minus half, and x squared will be outside. Oh no, this is not together because it is not the same, so it's not good. So you will have x cubed, then we have x squared, so minus half x squared, then we have this one x minus n square x plus half n squared. So now you can compare this with this. So let's write this down. You will have x cubed minus half x squared minus n square x plus half n squared. Now there's a big difference because here we have 2, here we have 1. So the first step is to multiply everything by 2. So we can make this become similar to this one. So right now you have to compare this with this. That will be 2x cubed minus x squared minus 2n squared plus n squared. Okay, so by finding this value you can solve this. So basically now you found that the this should be what? This should be n squared is given by 4. It means that n has to be equal to 2. Now let's replace back. You will have, comparing the values, if n is equal to 2, here we have only 1, as you can see. Here it is minus 1. It means that a is equal to minus 1. Okay, that's the second answer. Now what is the value of b? So here we have plus b is equal to minus 2n squared. So plus b is equal to minus 2n squared. So you know the value of n squared is 4, so b is equal to minus 2 times 4, which is minus 8. So you have found your 3 values that satisfy the equation. Minus 1, b is 8, and c will be 4. So simplifying your coefficient. Okay, that will be your question number 4. Now let's move on to question number 5. So here we have solutions to this question by drawing will not be accepted, so you have to show by calculation. Okay, the points A and B are given by these two. Part 1, you have to find the equation of the line L, which is the perpendicular bisector of line AB. So first we have to understand what we need to find. For example, let's say we have a point A here and a point B here. Now where is the perpendicular bisector of AB? It will be a line going at 90 degrees, the green line. So we have to find the equation of that line. So to find the equation of that line, we have to first find its gradient. So let's name this line the line L, right? So to find gradient of line L, we must find the first gradient of line AB. That is given by the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 minus 10 over 8, sorry, plus 8. That will be minus 5 over 4. So in this case, you will have gradient of L should be 4 over 5. Now what is the passing point of the line L? It will be the midpoint of AB. So what is the midpoint of AB? Given by x1 plus x2, that will be 16 divided by 2, that will be 8. 3 plus this will be minus 4 divided by 2, minus 2. So in this case, you will have y minus minus 2 plus 2, x minus 8 is equal to 4 over 5. So you will have cross multiply, you will have 5y plus 10, 4x minus 32. So your answer will be 5y equal to 4x minus 42. And that will be your equation of your perpendicular bisector of line AB. Now for part B, the line parallel to AB, since the line is parallel to AB, it means that it has the same gradient. Now let's call this line the line P, parallel. So gradient of P has to be the same as AB, which is minus 5 over 4. It passes through the point this and intersect L at the point C. So first we have to find the equation of line P. So since we know the passing point and we know the gradient, we can find that easily. So y minus this, x minus 5 is equal to minus 5 over 4. Now again, cross multiply, you will have 4y minus 48 is equal to minus 5x plus 25. So 4y is equal to minus 5x. So 25 plus 48, that should give you 73. But let's check. Yep, 73. That is your equation of line P. Now we know that this line P meets the line L, which we know here, at the point C. So we have to solve by intersecting these two. So then we have this equation, 5y 4x minus 42. Now let's solve this. So let's see what can we have. Y will become minus 5x plus 73 divided by 4. Replace y. In this y you will have 5 times y, this plus 73 divided by 4 equal to 4x minus 42. Now if you want to eliminate the 4, the denominator, we have to multiply by 4 everywhere. So you will have 5 minus 5x plus 73 is equal to 16x minus, so 42 times 4, that will be 168. Now we can simplify. This will become minus 25x plus 73 times 5, 365 is equal to 16x minus 168. Now let's send x to one side and all the constant to one side. So on this side you will have 16x plus 25x and 365 plus 168. 16 plus 25, that will be 41x is equal to, that should be 533. So x will be divided by 41, that should be 13. So what is the value of y? Y will be, replacing back to your main equation, minus 5 times 13 plus 73 divided by 4. You will have minus 5 times 13 plus 73, that will be 2. So from this you have your point C will be 213. And that is your answer for question number 5. Now let's move on to question number 6. So find the equation of the tangent to the curve this at the point where x equal to this. So pretty easy. To find the equation of tangent, right, we first have to find the gradient of tangent. To find the gradient of tangent, we have to find dy by dx. Okay. The first step is to make y the subject of formula. So y is equal to half times this. Right. So from this we can find dy by dx equal to half is just a multiple that will be outside. So this will be what? Sec square 2x times 2 plus 0. So simplify, 2 cancel out, it will be sec square 2x. Now what is the value of the gradient at dy by dx at x equal to pi by 8? So what is sec? You have to know. Sec 2x square is 1 over cos square 2x. So let's find the value. Cos square 2 times x will be pi by 8. And it will be 1 over what? So here we have radians, of course, and that will be cos of 2 times pi by 8 square, that will be 0.5. So divide by 0.5, that will be 2. So let's check. 1 divided by 0.5 should be 2. So the gradient of tangent is this one. So we have to find the equation. Now, we know the x point is given by pi by 8. Now, what is the y point? We have to replace this one back in your main equation. Here, right hand. So y is equal to half of tan pi by 4 plus 7. So let's do that. So tan pi by 4 plus 7 divided by 2, that should be 4. So the passing point will be pi by 8 and 4. That is your x and y. Now equation of tangent will be y minus 4 divided by x minus pi by 8 is equal to 2. Now you can cross multiply. You will have y minus 4 is equal to 2x minus pi by 4. Now we have to rewrite this in this form as required. So ax has to be on one side. So let's bring this on the side. You have 2x minus y is equal to pi over 4 minus 4. That will be your equation of your tangent in this form. Now let's see what's the next question. These tangents intersect the y-axis at the point P and the x-axis at the point P and the y-axis at the point Q. Find the length of PQ. So we have to find these 2 points. So one by one, if x-axis, you know that the value of y has to be 0. So let's find that. So 2x minus 0 has to be pi over 4 minus 4. So x has to be pi over 8 minus 2. That is your point P. P is pi over 8 minus 2, 0. Now same thing at the y-axis. The value of x is 0. So we have 2 times 0 minus y, pi by 4 minus 4. So you get minus y is equal to pi by 4 minus 4. So y will be 4 minus pi by 4. So your point Q is, this is 0 and then 4 minus pi by 4. Now if you observe, what are we trying to find? The length of PQ. You can just use your formula directly, or you can make a drawing and see what can you use. Okay, so basically here we have your x and your y. The point P will be on the x-axis, will be right here. So let's check if that is positive or not. So pi divided by 8 minus 2. It will be negative, will be on this side. Your point P will be somewhere around here. Now where's the point Q? 4 minus pi by 4. That will be somewhere around here. So we have to find the length PQ. Okay, so you can find this by just using your formula, right? Or you can just use the Pythagoras theorem. But let's be safe and use your formula. To find the length of PQ, we can first find PQ. That will be OQ, which is this one. Sorry, this one. 0 minus this, you'll get 2 minus this. And then this minus 0 should be the same thing. Now to find the length, you find the magnitude of this one. It will be root of the first one square plus this one square. So okay, let's do that. So you have bracket 2 minus pi by 8 square plus 4 minus pi by 4 square. Square root of that should be 3.59 units, correct to 3SF. And that will be your question number 6. Now let's move on to question number 7. Giving your answer in its simplest form, find the exact value. So in this case, you cannot provide a decimal, it has to be exact value. Okay, so we have to solve this. 10 is only a multiple, and then we have this. We have to do ln of 5x plus 2, then divided by the integration of the, we have to divide by the differentiation of the inside. So basically d by dx of 5x plus 2 of the inside value has to be, this is 5, so divide by this value. That will be 2, and the limits have been given to you as 4, 0. So your answer will be 2 ln 5 times 4 is 20, that will be 22, minus 2 ln 2. Now we can take out the 2 outside. You will have ln 22 minus ln 2. That will be ln 22 divided by 2 ln 1 11. So that will be ln 11 square, which is ln 121. It can be this or this as your answer for this question. Now for part B, we have to solve this one. So how can you solve this? You can send this power inside. For example, if you have 4 power x, 4x plus 2 power 2, you can write this down as e. So times 2, you have 8x plus 4. So we have to solve this one. Exponential of e, 8x plus 4 dx. The limits will be ln of 2 and 0. So one by one, exponential will be the same thing. And then divide by the differentiation of this one, which is 8. And the limits has been given to you as ln of 2 and 0. So first we can take out the value of 1 over 8. Then we have 8x plus 4. Ln of 2 and 0. Exponential 8 ln of 2 plus 4 minus exponential of 0 plus 4. Now let's see what you have. 1 over 8. This will become, if you send this 8 over here, you will have 2 power. So 2, so we have to break this down first. So basically this is equal to what? Exponential of 8 ln 2. When you have plus, it is multiplied by exponential of 4 minus exponential of 4. Right? Now next step is to simplify this. Now let's do this on this side. So exponential 8 of ln 2. You can send this to the power. So you will have e ln of 2 power 8. Now these two will become 1. It will cancel out. You will have 2 8 remaining. So 2 power 8 is what? Is 256. So your answer will be 1 over 8 times 256 times exponential 4 minus exponential 4. Now you can factorize this out. You will have exponential 4 over 8 and 256 minus 1. That will be 255 exponential 4 divided by 8. That will be your answer in its simplest form for part B. That is question number 7. Now let's do question number 8. So we have to solve this equation. So what relates these two? Let's go back to the list of formula that we have. So if you observe here, we have a formula that we can use. Cosec square A is equal to 1 plus cot square A. So let's write this down. We have cosec square x is equal to 1 plus cot square x. So here we can replace this one by this one. So this is cot square x has to equal to cosec square x minus 1. So replace this one back in your equation. You will have 3. Cot square x will be cosec square x minus 1 minus 14 cosec x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now we can simplify. You will have 3 cosec square x minus 3 minus 14 cosec x minus 2 is equal to 0. So simplify. 3 cosec square x minus 14 cosec not square, x. Minus 3 minus 2 will be minus 5 is equal to 0. Now we have to factorize this to find the answers. So 3 will be 3 cosec x and cosec x. 5 is 5 times 1. Now for you to get minus 14 has to be minus 15 plus 1. So for this one, you have cosec x is equal to minus 1 over 3, and cosec x is equal to the value of 5. So what is cosec x? You know it is 1 over sin x. So basically sin x will be minus 3 and sin x will be 1 over 5. But this one is not possible because the value of sin x can only be between minus 1 and 1. This one will not be possible. Now for this one, since sin is positive, it has to be in your first quadrant and in your second quadrant. Plus 1 is theta. This one has to be 180 minus theta. So first let's find the value of theta. Theta is equal to sin inverse of 1 over 5. We have to be in degrees, so degrees, sin inverse of 1 divided by 5. That will be 11.5. Okay, so now using this value, let's find the value of x. To find the value of x, we have to look at your quadrants. It is equal to theta, 11.5, and then it is equal to 180 minus theta. That will be 168.5. Okay, so your answers for this question will be 11.5 and 168.5. Now for part B, we have to show that the left hand side becomes the right hand side. So let's do this step by step. So here we have cos power 4y minus, sine power 4y minus cos power 4y over cot y. Now what is cot? Cot is given by sine, so cos y over sine y. Now we can replace this here. Let's see what happens. You will have sine power 4y minus cos power 4y. Divide by this. So when you divide, you can also flip this upside down for a multiply. Okay, so let me first write this down. You will have this over sine y. So now this can be simplified to power 4y multiply by, you have to flip this upside down, sin y over cos y. Okay, so let's see what do you have. You will have sine power 5y minus cos power 4y sin y over cos y. Now next step is we can do something here. We can break this down into two parts. So one part can be sine 5y over cos y minus cos power 4y sin y over cos y. Now this can cancel out. You will have this goes away. This will be 3. Now this one can be simplified to what? If you take out a value of let's take out a value of sine, so sin y over cos y times sine power 4y minus cos 3y sin y. Now this will become 10. That's the first step. 10y sine power 4y minus cos 3 minus sine y. So now, how can you simplify this to this part? Let's think, what can you use? If you know, we have an ID here that we can use, which is this one. Sine square a plus cos square a is equal to 1. Okay, so let's write this down somewhere so we know we are using that. So we have sine square y plus cos square y is equal to 1. Okay, so how can you replace this in this? So here you have sine square y should be 1 minus cos square y. But here we have sine power 4, so we have to square both sides. That will be 1 minus 2 cos square y, and you have to be plus cos power 4y. Replace this one back in this and see what happens. You have tan y times 1 minus sine y. I feel like this is not going anywhere because it's kind of really long. It will take a longer time. Let me try something else. Let me use a fresh page so I can see what else we can do. Let me find a page. We can try something else to see if that's possible. Maybe we can try this trick at the beginning, because in the beginning it was much simpler than this. So we have sine power 4y minus cos power 4y. So let's try to simplify the top first. We're going to use the same thing that we use, which is we use sine square y plus cos square y equal to 1. Our answer needs to be cos y, sine y, and tan. So we can try to do something. Let's make this become, let's take this away for now. Let's take, for example, let's take this one away. So sine square y is equal to 1 minus cos square y. So sine power 4y, we have to square, become 1 minus cos square y, which is 1 minus 2 cos square y plus cos power 4y. Now replace this back in your equation. You will have 1 minus 2 cos square y plus cos power 4y minus cos power 4y. As you can see, these two has been cancelled out, right? So you have only on top 1 minus 2 cos square y. Now the bottom is equal to, so cot is what? As you have seen, cot y is just cos y over sine y. So we write cos y over sine y. Now we can simplify this by doing the same trick. So 1 minus 2 cos square y multiplied by sine y over cos y. So let's see what you have. So something we can do here is we can break this down into two parts, right? So let's first expand and see what we can do. Because I was thinking to do something like this, because here we had, okay, it's fine, no worries. So what is this one? Sine y over cos y is equal to what? As you know, it is equal to tan y, right? Now if you expand, you will have tan y minus 2 cos square x, sorry, no, it should be y, and tan y. Now tan y is tan y minus 2 times, so cos square is cos y times cos y, and tan is sine y over cos y. Now you observe this one cancel with this one, so your answer will be eventually shown as required, which is tan y minus 2 cos y sine y. This is shown as required. So just to recap, we just use what we have at first, and then we just have to replace this one by this equation, and then you have eliminated this one, you will have this one left. From this, it's pretty straightforward. You will get these and you will have your answer as this. And that should be your question number 8. Now let's move on to question number 9. Now we have to solve the equation for this one. Now if you observe, 9 is what? 3 power 2. 27 is 3 power 3. What is 243? 243 should be 3 power 5. Okay. So let's simplify. This will become 3 power 10x divided by 3x minus 6, 3 power 5. So simplify again, you will have 10x minus 3x minus 6 equal to 3 power 5. Now since you have the same base on both sides, you can both cancel out. So you will have 10x minus 3x plus 6 equal to 5, which means 7x is equal to minus 1, x is equal to minus 1 over 7. That is your answer for part A. Now for part B, we have this equation where A and B are positive. Solve this equation for B, giving your answer in terms of A. So here we have to find B. So let's see how can we do this. So we have different bases. First we have to convert both to the same base. Let's convert this one to the base of B. So log A root of B is equal to log A B half, which is equal to half of log AB. Now if you want to change base, let's put half outside. That will be equal to log the base of B, B over base of B, A. This is equal to, this is 1, so it will be 1 over 2 log base B, A. Now you can replace this one back in your equation. You will have, on this side you will have 1 over 2 log to the base of B, A, minus half equal to log base of B, A. Now to, let's see, we have to replace this one, right? For example, we can do something here. Let x equal to log to the base of BA. You will have 1 over 2x minus half is equal to x. Now we can eliminate this base by multiplying by 2x everywhere. You will have 1 minus x equal to 2x squared. So you have 2x squared plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now factorize, you will have 2x times x, 1 is 1 times 1 equal to 0. Now for us to get plus 1, we have to have plus 2 minus 1. So x will be half, x will be minus 1. Now we're not trying to find x, we're trying to find b, right? So in this case, what will be? So we have log to the base of b, a is equal to half log to the base of b, a is equal to minus 1. So here I think I made a mistake because I'm finding the answer of a instead of b. Because if you solve this, I will have a b of half and a will be b of minus 1. This is a in terms of b, but we can change this one. We can solve it backwards, right? So we have this for now. So no big deal. What can we do is we can just flip this back down. So we have b power half is equal to a, which means b is equal to a squared. That is your first answer. Now for this one, so we have a is equal to 1 over b, which means b is equal to 1 over a. So as you can see, we have two values for b. B is equal to a squared, or b is equal to 1 over a. Okay, that will be your answer for part B, and that is your question number 9. Now let's move on to question number 10. So let's see what do we have here. So the first 5 terms of a sequence are given to you below. Find the 20th term of this sequence. This is first term, become -2, then become -1. So as you can see, every time, what's happening? It's pretty obvious. Every time it is being divided by or multiplied by -half. Multiply by -half. Okay, so basically we have a common ratio which is equal to r is equal to -half. And the first term is equal to 4. So you can use your formula. This one has to be a geometric sequence. As you know, the nth term for a geometric sequence is equal to a, r, and -1. So we have to find the 20th term. That will be a is 4, r is -half, and that will be n is 20 minus 1, that should be 19. So let's find that. You have 4 times -half power 19. Minus 1 over 131072, or in terms of decimal, that could be minus 0.12345. So we have, and then we have 763, or it can be this. So this or this as your answer. 131072. Okay, that will be your answer for part 1. Now for part 2, explain why the sum to infinity exists. The reason why is because the magnitude of r is less than 1. It is this one. It is only half. That's why we have a sum to infinity. Now find the value of this term. So going back to your page, sum to infinity will be equal to this formula. So sum to infinity is equal to a over 1 minus r. A is given by 4. 1 minus r is -half. That should be 4 over 3 over 2. So 4 divided by 3 over 2, that will be 2.6666, or you can write 2.23. That will be your sum to infinity of this sequence. That is your question number 10. That is part A. Now let's move on to part B. Here we have the 10th term of an arithmetic progression is 15 times the second term. The sum of the first 6 term is equal to this one. So here we have to form a few equations before we can solve this. So let's see. What is the nth term of the arithmetic progression? So u of n is equal to a, n minus 1, d. So here you can see the 10th term, so u of 10 is what? That will be a, that will be 9d, right? So that will be 980. That is the 10th term. Now what is the second term? Second term will be same using the formula u, 2. That will be a, 2 minus 1 is 1, d. That will be a times d. That will be your second term. Now the information we have is that it says the 10th term is 15 times the second term, so the 10th term is 15 times the second term. That will be 980 is equal to 15 times 80. That's one thing we know for now. Okay. Oh, this is, oh, okay, I made a mistake. You see, I could not copy the formula properly. I made a mistake here, right here. Silly mistake. A plus this one. This is what I was thinking too. It should be plus, okay? Not times. That will be a plus this. That should be a plus this. So let's rewrite this down again. So this is fine, but this is not good. Okay? So for the 10th term, you should have a plus 9d equal to 15 times a plus d. Okay, so now we can solve this one. let's simplify this at least. You will have a plus 9d equal to 15a plus 15d. Now send this one to this side. You will have 15 minus a, that should be 14a plus 6d. So 15 minus 9 should be 6 equal to 0. That is our equation number 1. Now what is our equation number 2? We have to look at this one. The sum of the first 6 terms, so sum of the first 6 terms is equal to 87. So going back to your formula sheet, you have to use this one. Okay. So sum of the n term is given by half n 2a plus n minus 1 times the bracket. So s of 6 should be half, that should be 3, sorry, should be 6 first, and you will have 2a minus 5d. So if you simplify, that will be 6a minus 15d. That is equation number 2 equal to 87. Now let's see how can we solve this one. Now we can simplify this right here. Divide by, let's say divide by 2, you will have 7a plus 3d is equal to 0. And for this one we can divide by 3. You will have, so 87 divided by 3, 29 equal to 2a minus 5d. That is equation number 2. Now let's try to make a the subject of formula. A will be minus 3d over 7. That will be 29 equal to 2 times a minus 3d over 7 minus 5d. Now you can multiply by 7 to eliminate the denominator everywhere. You will have what? 29 times 7 should be 203 equal to minus 60 minus 5 times 7 should be 35. Now let's simplify. Let's bring this one, let's simplify. So minus 6 minus 35 should be 41. So minus 41d, 203, d will be what? 203 divided by answer, that should be minus something, 41. So I feel like there must be something wrong because it's not exact. So I feel like there must be a mistake somewhere. Let me double check that on a piece of paper. So let's see what happens, okay? So let me reduce again to make sure that it is not wrong. So the 10th term, so the nth term is given by the formula of a plus n minus 1 times d. Now the 10th term has to be, where n is equal to 10, a plus, that will be 9d. Okay, that is the 10th term. And what is the second term? Is equal to a plus d. From this we have an equation which is the 10th term is 15 times. So a plus 9d is 15 times the second term. That will be a plus 9d is equal to 15a plus 15d. So let's send everything to one side. You will have 14a plus 6d equal to 0. Divide by 2, 7a plus 3d is equal to 0. That is your equation number 1. Now we have to use this one, the sum of the first 6 term. As we have seen, the formula for the sum of the first 6 term should be half of n, which is 6, times 2 times a plus n minus 1 should be 5d. That is supposed to give you 87. So now we can simplify. That will be 3. So 3, 2a plus 5d is equal to 87. So 2a plus 5d is equal to what? 87 divided by 3, that should be 29. So 29 should be right here. That will be your equation number 2. Now let's try to make something, let's make this one subject of formula. So a will be 29 minus 5d divided by 2. Now replace this a back in your equation. Let's see what happens. You will have 7 times a will be 29 minus 5d over 2 plus 3d equal to 0. Now let's eliminate this value by multiplying 2 everywhere. You will have 7 times 29 minus 5d plus 6d equal to 0. Simplify. 7 times 29 should be 203 minus 35d plus 6d equal to 0. So if we simplify, we send this one over here, you will have 203 equal to minus 35 plus 6. That will be 29d. So d will be 203 divided by 29, that should be 7. Okay, so that is your correct value. 7 should be your common difference in this equation. So I think I made a mistake about the sign somewhere around here. So basically, d should be 7 for the common difference. Now for part 2, for this progression, the nth term is this one. Find the value of n. So the nth term, as you know, the formula for the nth term is equal to a plus n minus 1 times d. If this is equal to 6990, find the value of n. So what is the value of a? So pretty easy. If you go back to your equation, so as we have seen here, we have found the value of d. We can find the value of a. A will be 29 minus 5 times d divided by 2. So 29 minus 35 divided by 2, that should be minus 3. Okay, so the first term is minus 3. So now let's replace the values. You will have minus 3 plus n we don't know, minus 1. D is 7 equal to 6990. So n minus 1 times 7 is equal to 6993. So n minus 1 is equal to 6993 divided by 7. That should be 999. So n is equal to 1000. That will be your value of n for this question. Now from this, let's move on to the last question. Question number 11. So in the question 11, you will see that this is given as your shaded region. Okay. Now let's see what we need to find. The circles with center C1 and C2 have equal radius, so they have the same radius, r. The line C1, C2 is a radius of both circles. So basically this is also r. Okay. Now the two circles intersect at point A and B. Okay. So part 1, given that the perimeter of the shaded region is 4 pi, find the value of r. So let's see how can you find the perimeter of that region. So if you observe, the one thing you can do as well is you can draw a line right in between A to B to have an idea of what to do. Okay, so we have this. Now for example, let's look at this side separately, right? So let's do something else as well. We can also connect the point C1 to A and connect the point C1 to B. Let's look at the circle on the left hand side. Okay, if you observe, this is a right angle triangle. If this is r, this will be r divided by 2, will be half r. How about this height? We don't know this height, but we know this value. This will be equal to what? This is the radius r. Okay, so let me bring this out of the triangle. You have a triangle here, which is this, this, and this, where this is r divided by 2. This is this, and this is given by r. So we can find this angle. Let's call this one the angle theta. How would you find this angle? You can use SOHCAHTOA, right? So we know this side and know this side. We have to use, let's check, SOHCAHTOA. This will be the hypotenuse, so HH, and this is your adjacent side. We have to use cos. So cos of the angle is r divided by 2 divided by r. That will be half So this will become cos inverse of half. That should be pi by 3. We can check. So cos inverse of half, that should be 60 degrees, which is pi by 3 radians, which means that this angle here is pi by 3. Now if you know this angle, you also know this angle because they are both the same. So this big angle here will be what? So now we can draw this shape. We have C1 here, we have A here, we have B here, and this will be the arc. And this angle here is what? It is 2 times this one, that will be 2 pi by 3, and radius is R. Now to find the perimeter of this shape, we have to find this length and then times 2, because this is equal to this. So how do you find this length? It is the length of arc. So length of arc length of L is found by using the formula R theta. R is R, theta is the angle, which is 2 pi by 3. That will be 2 pi over 3 R. Now to find the perimeter, as I explained, we have to multiply this by 2 because this and this are the same. Okay, so times 2, they will get 4 pi over 3R is equal to 4 pi. So these two cancel out. You have R over 3 equal to 1. So R has to be equal to 3. So value of R is equal to 3 centimeters for your radius. Now for part B, find the exact area of the region. So how would you find that area? So we have to find one by one. As always, how can we do this? Now let's see what is possible in that case. So we can first find this area on this side and then find this one. So let me draw something. So if you take this one out, just like we did, we have this shape, right? We have this line, right? So we can first find this area, which is this part, and then times 2 because this and this are the same. So how can we find this? So we have that the radius is 3, this is 3, and the angle here is 2 pi over 3. So to find this area, we must first find the area of the sector. So the area of sector is what? Should be half R square theta. That will be 3, 2 go away, that will be 3 pi. Now minus area of triangle, which is this one, which is half sine of the angle times the two sides. Let's see what we get. Sine of 2 times 180 divided by 3. Okay, so this becomes root 3 over 2, that is half, that is 9. So you will have 9 root 3 over 4 for the area of the triangle. So this red area that we need, so needed area, that should be this area minus this one. So here you have to find the exact area. So once you have this area, you have to multiply by 2 to find the area. So exact area will be 2 times this will be 6 pi minus 9 over root 3 over 2. The reason why we are finding the we're multiplied by 2 is because we realize that this thing, so this shape on this side, we found this, but this is the same as this side. That's why we have to find this and multiply by 2 to find the exact area. And that will be your question number 11. Okay, so I hope that was somewhat helpful, and that was the last question, of course. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.